This Southwest Florida mom's story is one that seems to touch anyone who's ever had a loved one struggle with cancer. Dawn Beagle was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer. When her health insurance refused to cover the one drug she needs to stay alive, she turned to Four in Your Corner for help. After we got involved, Dawn ended up getting the medication for free. And as Mike Mason shows you, our investigation may also lead to a new law that could help all cancer patients.
33-year-old Dawn Beagles remembers the first time doctors told her she had brain cancer 10 years ago.
Told to report to the hospital. So.
What did they tell you?
They told me I was gonna stay.
Dawn was in and out of hospitals undergoing painful chemotherapy. Then a year later, amazing news, she was cancer-free. Dawn was told the cancer was gone, but last September, it came back.
Then of course I panicked and freaked out.
But Dawn prepared for battle once again. She had another surgery and began taking a regimen of drugs. Dawn takes 13 medications a day, but the one that could save her life is a chemo drug called Temodar. Dawn has Medicare and insurance with United Healthcare and has only had to make $30 copayment for Temodar. But on January 1st, that all changed when her copayment jumped to $660 a month.
Half of her income goes out to pay drug fees, and what's left is what she has to live off of.
What's her income? How much is it?
$11.82 at this point.
So with Temodar now costing Dawn more than half of her monthly income, she couldn't afford it. We searched the internet and found hundreds of people in similar situations. They say their insurance companies claim the drug has recently been reformulated and that affects their coverage. Patients who paid as little as $25 a month are now forced to pay more than $800. But Dawn will continue to fight. She has one very good reason to, her 7-year-old son, Christopher.
I mean, it's hard enough being sick, but when you're having to basically fight to get a life-saving drug, it's all that much more difficult.
Dawn's dilemma touched many of our viewers. They wanted to know how they could help.
When I seen the story and I talked to my father, I said anything we can do to help her.
Todd Duffy's father, Michael, was diagnosed with stage 4 brain cancer 7 years ago. At the time, the doctor only gave him months to live.
He said it was done. He said, I can't help you anymore.
When Michael was first prescribed Temodar, his insurance company denied coverage. And at $800 per pill, his chances of survival seemed slim.
So this Temodar is really important.
Oh my God, I couldn't do anything without it.
Despite the cost, Todd refused to watch his father die. After fighting with insurance companies and Medicare, he found a solution. Merck, the company that manufactures Temodar, has developed a program to provide the drug free of charge to patients based upon their insurance coverage and finances. We contacted Merck to see if Dawn would qualify.
I think that'd be great.
We helped Dawn to submit her paperwork, but Merck told us they're inundated with similar requests. They say Dawn's situation has become all too common as insurance companies have begun cutting their coverage of Temodar. However, Dawn remains optimistic. When she was first diagnosed with cancer, she wasn't a mother. This time, she has a lot more to lose.
It's a lot harder this time.
Just 1 week after submitting her paperwork, Dawn received a phone call that literally changed her life.
She said, Dawn has been approved. We just need to go through a few questions. She's eligible, and we've made an exception in her case, and you're on the program, and from here on out, she will be covered for her medicine.
Merck agreed to pay for Dawn's Temodar free of charge.
You gave, and things got resolved. So it was really, really a good thing.
But Dawn's story doesn't end there. Her struggle also caught the attention of cancer groups and local lawmakers.
I thought, wow, this is exactly what we're seeing across the state.
Stephanie Steele is executive director for Susan G. Komen in Orlando. Komen and other cancer groups are working to help folks like Dawn. After the first of the year, Dawn says her insurance company would only cover Temodar in IV form. But the problem is, for 1 full year, Dawn would have to go to a hospital each day to receive her chemotherapy intravenously, something she just can't do.
We're going to hope to change that.
Florida Senator Elizabeth Benaquisto is now spearheading a bill aimed at leveling the playing field. She recently introduced a bill to lawmakers asking insurance companies to pay for cancer drugs regardless of whether they're in IV or pill form.
I would just say to Dawn and all the folks like her who are dealing with this very difficult disease and this very difficult decision, to know that there are people out there who care about what they're going through and are looking to make it right.
Dawn's dramatic story may now help countless others who are fighting this same uphill battle, a battle that began with one mother fighting for her very life, losing hope until she turned to Fox 4 for help.
We went through Channel 4. You guys wanted to hear about it. You wanted to do the story.
And 21 other states have already adopted a bill requiring insurance companies to pay for cancer drugs equally. Benequisto's bill has already passed all 3 committees in the Senate, which means it's now up for a final vote. And if approved, it will become a new federal law, Patrick.
Now, Dawn's co-payment costs went up 2,000%, right, at the first of the year.
Yeah.
So why are insurance companies suddenly not covering this cost?
Yeah, that's a good question. We contacted Dawn's insurance company for answers, and they wouldn't give us any details. After researching this online, I found some insurance companies are claiming that the drug Temodar has been reformulated, and that's the reason they changed their coverage. But medical professionals tell me that's basically just an excuse so companies can limit how much they'll pay for these pricey prescriptions.
All right, thank you so much, Mike.
Sure.
And we will be right back.